No dobra, czat, witam was wszystkich. Kurczę, dawno nie było streama innego niż z jakichś takich lemą czy coś wirtual. A te zawody jeździmy dosyć regularnie, tylko że nie streamowałem, bo format jest taki, że jest mało jeżdżenia, sporo oglądania. No ale już wam wszystko tłumaczę. Wygląda to tak. Format macie zresztą w opisie, jak ktoś chce sobie przeczytać w tekście, to jest właśnie w opisie, ale wygląda to tak, że jedziemy taką drabinkę pucharową trochę z fazą grupową. W fazie grupowej wygląda to tak, jedzie nas trzech w każdym zespole. Dzisiaj jadę ja, Moreno, Sirka i Dera McCormack, pójdę się. I w fazie grupowej dzielą nas na 3 różne wyścigi. Każdy z nas jedzie ten jeden krótki 10-minutowy wyścig. I liczą się 2 najlepsze wyniki. Dwóch najlepszych kierowców. Z tego się robi po prostu klasyfikacja zespołowa i 12 najlepszych zespołów awansuje do fazy pucharowej, do ćwierćfinału. No i potem jest ćwierćfinał, jeden wyścig, półfinał, jeden wyścig i finał, jeden wyścig. Chociaż w ćwierćfinału mogą być 2 wyścigi, no ale to już mniejsza o to. W ćwierćfinale jest 12 zespołów, do półfinału przychodzi 6 i do finału przychodzą 2. Także tak to wygląda. Takie krótkie wyścigi jeździmy, właśnie 10-minutowe, potem są 15, ale i tak bardzo krótkie. Siemka, siemka. Format jest też taki, że ogłosili tor wczoraj, 2 tory, głosowanie, było Zolder i Misano. Ludzie mogli głosować na mediach społecznościowych. Więc nie do końca wiedzieliśmy, no ale wiadomo, że zawsze widać, na co więcej głosują. No i zostało wybrane Zolder. Więc nie ma tak, że od tygodnia bociliśmy się, przygotowywaliśmy, no bo jeszcze w poniedziałek, jeszcze 2 dni temu nie mieliśmy pojęcia, jaki może być tor. Więc każdy się uczy samochodu, bo też samochód taki nie jest często używany w tej grze. Także nauczymy się samochodu, uczymy się toru. Chyba jest właśnie takiego czasu na bocenie, taki troszkę inny format. No ale ci tutaj topowi goście nie potrzebują wiele czasu, żeby wybocić, więc już są czasy takie, że głowa mała. I zapraszam was na pierwsze kółko. Na jeszcze troszkę zimnych oponach. I szykana bardzo ciężka, żeby się strzelić. Znowu limity bardzo ciężkie w tej szykanie. Ale jadę kółeczko. Sekunda na plusie twojego besta. Masz faja, siema. Ten żwir tak spowalnia, jak się go tu zahaczy, masakra. Muszę zagadać jeszcze jakieś kody rabatowe, to jest fajny pomysł, żeby czasem dać jakiś. Jezu, tak trzeba być tu precyzyjnym w tym samochodzie. Troszkę przestrzelisz. Tego całe LDD trwa, ja bym kupił na twoim miejscu. Była dobrze przejechana szykana, w miarę. Takim podbiciem. Siema Pieczyk, siema. Ale popsułem nawrót. Ajajajajaj. No niestety, no co? Ceny tylko w górę będą szły. 40, 100. Nie wiem, jak taki czas można zrobić, nie? Ja 500 mam besta. Ale ten samochód jest chory. To jest samochód, który lubi się ślizgać. No wiadomo, to była taka BMK prawie że drogowa. Samochód, który lubi się ślizgać, ale nie ma mocy, więc nie można się nim ślizgać. No i tak trzeba mieć... Tak precyzyjnie bardzo trzeba jechać, wszystko mieć pod kontrolą. Jak w ogóle poziomy dźwięku? Nie jestem za głośno? Silnik nie jest za cicho? Coś? Kwalifikację jedziemy za 10 minut, tak w ogóle. Nie, nie miałem. Nie wypowiem się, bo nie wiem. Nie słyszałem żadnej opinii w ogóle o tej firmie, nic. No tam wiem, że taka jest, ale... Ale nic więcej. kwalifikacje będą miały 7 minut, więc na 7 minut do końca wyjedziemy.
Hello.
Hello. I'm streaming, by the way, so careful what you say.
Yeah, no problem.
9 liters for quali, right?
Staying 15. I don't think there's any difference really.
Ah, why would you carry the extra weight?
True.
Yeah, what is like 10 liters, I guess, something like that.
Well, if it's, what is it, 1.67 per lap roughly?
Yes. And we'll do 5
Yeah.
laps in quali, so it's 8.5 liters.
8.5, so 9. Okay, cool. How many laps in quali? Sorry.
I think including the out lap.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's no point in pitting. I did my .107 on my third lap, I think.
Yeah. Like 4th lap probably isn't optimal, like 4th time lap. But there's no time to do another run anyway, so.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to quali.
Good luck.
Yeah, same for us.
Okay. Good luck.
Good luck.
No, oni mają kwale wcześniej. Jezu, na zimnych oponach, nie? Masakra. Zero przyczepności.
Yes, I got out first.
Pomiar jeszcze opony są takie o. Dobry żwirek. Co zrobić w rację, żeby podnieść tył, ale zachować grip? No podnieść tył. A czemu chcesz podnosić tył? Jaki jest tego cel? Na jakim torze jedziecie? Kurde, co ja jadę za kółko? Nieźle. Jak pojadę w kwalu, to no jaja.
Yellow flag, be careful there. Yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag, be careful.
41 200, ale czas. To jadą.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
A, ale to jest trening.
Green light, go, go, go. Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
O, siema. Dobra, teraz trzeba się skupić.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag ahead, watch out in front. Yellow flag in sector 1.
There's something.
I'm doing quali right now.
Oh,
I had yellow engine during quali, so I'm B10. I didn't even realize.
I'm doing quali right now, Dara.
Sorry.
Żałosny czas.
Yellow flag, be careful there. Well done, mate. Personal best. Yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag ahead, watch out in front. Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
I'm starting P10.
I'm still doing quali.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Well done, mate. This has been your personal best. Yellow flag in sector 2. Slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead, watch out in front.
I did a .8. I'm 12th right now. Fuck my life. Oh,
P4.
nice. Good job.
I could have pulled it, but I messed up the last sector. I had a .3 and I only made .6 or .5, I think.
I don't know. Didn't see the same lap times in quality all of a sudden. Okay, for the race, 12 liters should be enough, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll go 15 just to be safe, to be honest.
Setup czytuję, czat jak coś zaraz pokażę. Co, słaby hotel? Kurczę, no. Dawał się okej na bookingu.
It's 10 or 8 minutes, the hit.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Basically a extended qualifying session.
O, ja mogę, bo wyścig jadę, tak się składa. Po co ja tu siedzę jak opony i tak zimno, i tak zimno. Dobra, coś trzeba wyciągnąć. Masakra. W zimnych gumach będą jaja. Każdy sam w hitach na początku.
Loop.
Yeah, we're starting the race. I'm streaming, by the way, if you can find the stream on YouTube.
Okay.
And well, Williams is streaming as well.
Yeah,
Bitch.
I got a yellow engine in quali, so it was pretty much over from the start.
Green light. Go, go, go. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Mountain Game.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
Sensowne lagi.
Well done, mate. This has been your cross office.
No chodź no tu tycha.
Yellow flag is set to 1.
What the fuck? Czemu on tak wcześnie zahamował? Niezłe jaja. Ciekawe, czy będzie za to kara, czy nie? No, ten gość z tyłu się zespinował.
Front in sector 2.
Nie no, super jadę. 12. A na 3 hity podzieleni ludzie. Taki 36, na to wychodzi średnio jestem. błąd. Pan Tyszkiewicz. Ostatnio chyba już.
Neither has finished the race.
Oh, that was messy. Sorry, guys.
Alright, check
It's
the
What
alright.
position?
job. You did the best you could.
P12.
Bring the car back.
That's okay. What position do we need to get through?
Oh, depends.
Eh,
12 teams advanced, right? Oh,
16 or 14? I don't
Okay.
even remember.
Hmm.
No, it must be 16 because we do quarterfinals. Must be 16 teams.
oh, it doesn't have to be because you don't do like traditional like quarterfinals, right?
Yeah, that's true. But it's either 14 or 16 teams. I never remember.
Teraz powtórkę sobie zobaczymy, co tam się stało. Mm. Jezus, no jest gdzieś w tym w ogóle? I think it's 14.
So as long as you just consistently finish inside the top 14, well then you're fine, right?
Basically, yeah.
Well, yeah, but if we get like 12 and 12, for example, then we might be out because like the best two results matter, right? So some teams
Yeah.
will have like 20th, 15th, and 5th, and that will be better, right, than us.
True.
But still, if Moreno just survives, then we should be good.
I'll try.
What position are you starting, Marina?
Fourth.
Okay, Giga. Yeah, I just did another point one. Fucking. I downshifted way too quick, I guess, because my engine was yellow for the entire quali. I don't know where I did it or when.
What the hell?
Green light.
I didn't know
Well,
you could damage
yeah.
the engine in ACC.
Yeah. If it's like if the downshift detection doesn't, like if one slips
Dobra,
through
zobaczmy.
and you just way over rev it on a downshift, you damage the engine. It happens in any car, not just this one.
Zobaczmy.
Alright. Jesus Christ, the start is so short here.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Zobaczmy. Co i jak.
Mute.
Startu. 70 w ogóle przekroczyłem na starcie, dobrze, że kar nie dostałem. Ten co poszedł tutaj na żyletki. Fajna walka na pierwszym kółku była. Tu się fajnie zamotali w szykanie, tak pod wyjście pojechałem, cyk. Byłem jeszcze bardziej pod wyjście, ale się bałem, że typ z tyłu mnie zaatakuje. Tu popsułem, tu na wyjściu popsuję chyba. A nie. Aha, nie, tu się broniłem. No właśnie, i ten nawrót jest taki między dwójką a trójką. No jak się jedzie normalnie, to na trójce jest dobrze. Ale tu też ciasno pojechałem, to trójka mnie... No, ale on na dwójce, o, zobaczcie, zmienił na trójkę i też już został. Także no... Właśnie są te byli. Fajne lagi, gość do tyłu, do przodu, do tyłu, do przodu. Tak nie wiem, czy mogę tu wjechać przed niego, czy nie. Trochę za głęboko wjechałem. Fajnie, byśmy chciał tu porobić po zewnętrznej. Dotknął mnie i nie mogłem skręcić. No to chyba nic za to nie powinno być. Teraz zobaczmy. Gdzieś tychę puknąłem jeszcze. No, trochę dużo powiedziane. I kamerę bym chciał. A! Tak wygląda, jakbym go faktycznie puknął. Okej. Oj, chwila prawdy. Jezus. O. Dycha zahamował troszkę wcześniej, a ja troszkę późno. No i tak wyszło. No ale to chyba nie powinno nic być. On sobie pojechał, tylko i za mną został tylko poszkodowany przez to. Chyba Dawid nagi. A, bo tu... A, Boże. Ależ pechowo. No dobra. Zobaczmy teraz. Jak tam. Moreno sobie jedzie. A. Nie ma streama naszego, ok. No to w takim razie VCO eSports. Jedzie czwarty chłopak, brawo. Już wam pokazuję. Ale nie lemą, tylko...
Eamon Murphy is a match for anybody on this sim against any team in the world. So yeah, good to see him doing as well as he is.
Nie lubię tego formatu, kurde. Nikodem Gesto może potwierdzić, że ja zawsze potrzebuję tygodnia, żeby wybocić samochód trasy, na początku pół sekundy do każdego. Nikodem przychodzi, wkłada mi pół sekundy pierwszego dnia i potem ja przez tydzień gonię. Gdzieś tam nadrabiam po kolei.
rejoining,
To taki format, gdzie się toru dowiadujesz dzień wcześniej, no jest nie pode mnie.
Or the first chicane, should I say? Because everybody checked up, and that's why there were 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 wide going through there. So something was always going to give.
Sean Arnold dropping back a couple of positions there, door open, and goes from 9th down to 11th, and that will be 12th now, because Gael Valero, T4, straight down the inside, and wisely picking the result over trying to get a slightly higher position and maybe potentially getting knocked off the circuit. We can see Kapotcha here, of course. The winners the last time we went racing on ACC, GTWR at the moment under pressure a little bit from Charcot behind. Of course, Malinovsky being dragged up with them. And you were saying before, Malinovsky, aggressive driver, super, super fast though. And it's just kind of got to keep it calm, just got to pick up a decent result here.
Yeah, absolutely, just got to try and pick up a decent result, got to sort of play the team game. Almost, this race is a really weird one. You almost hope that your first driver, well, you definitely hope that your first driver's got an exceptional result, and then you can just almost guarantee your team through. But if you've had a terrible result, the pressure's on for you to go out there and take the pressure off your third driver. So being the second driver, I think, is the most important in terms of your team result over the heats.
Jarl Tyne, I think, making a bit of a dive bomb on Rory McDuff in the background. Things are not going well for Race Clutch. Milikangas had a bit of an issue in the previous race, and it doesn't seem like Rory McDuff's going so well, so we might be saying goodbye to Race Clutch fairly soon. And just not looking super strong as they did, of course, on the previous round on iRacing. So we have to wait and see where they head up to. But we can see Rayo Largo at the moment for the Aspar Esports team, all over the rear end of Rocket Sim Sports and Ferris Stanley, 14th position at the moment. A couple of battles brewing also up ahead still. Valero on the rear end now of Malinovsky, and still not able to find his way through as we head back up to Dennis Schoeniger on the rear end of Moreno Sirica.
Yeah, just closing in here again. Schoeniger doesn't need to do anything here. Just chill out.
Dawaj Moreno po 4 i jesteśmy w domu.
Really good as well, by the way. So not too much to be worried about here. Wana, this is an incredible performance here from Koana. This is almost going to get, well, will guarantee them through to the safe part of this championship. And I would have said, ironically, the ACC would have been their weakest platform, in all fairness. They come from more of a race room background. Lewis, you've got experience in that on sim as well. So I would say race room more R factor 2, to be honest. But yeah, they're doing really, really well on this sim, actually. As you see a bit of a mistake there from Sirica. Schoeniger maybe looking for something to work there. I think the only way you make an overtake in this situation is if you're really under pressure from behind, or the guy in front of you makes such a big mistake that you're easily going to send it around the outside.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see where Dennis Schoeniger can find it. But does he need to find his way? I think that's the other critical question with this, is that the more rounds we see of this, the more teams that we see moving their way through consistently, at least into the semis, they're understanding that sometimes you just do not need to take risks in this. And let's be honest, for Dennis Schoeniger at the moment, right on the rear end of Sirica, with a good 1.5 second gap back to Phillips, 1.5 further seconds back to Jimmy Antunes, it's almost a guarantee at this point that Unicorns of Love are moving their way through. So why take any risk with their move down the inside, where the likelihood of spinning out, which in this car is quite easy, one little bit of contact and you'll be sent round. There's not much downforce to keep you glued to the road. There's just no need to take that kind of risk. So I'm kind of interested to see. Never mind, we're having a little bit of a heart racing moment, just a bit of connection. We're all right. We're all safe.
Chitty chitty bang bang, then off into the air it goes. I say the only reason you would make a move, for me personally, is if you feel like your team's going to get through very, very comfortably, you've got no worries, and the driver in front of you, specifically, is going to be a challenge for you later on. To maybe psychologically go, well, here we go, look what happened in the heats earlier on, and you run that same situation when you get to the semi-finals or the final. I think that's the only two scenarios that you would be thinking about it.
Yeah, indeed. Well, let's see. Drive-through penalty has been sent out to Moreno as well, so there's been a couple of issues. So a second drive-through that we've seen of the race. Of course, Jarl Tyne picking up one for a race start infringement. Jeffrey Rietveldt, I mean, to be fair, considering, I know obviously Rietveldt is incredibly fast generally, but more so an R-Factor 2 driver, to say how strong he's looking in this car, having pole position and closing back in on Eamon Murphy, who is no slouch on a set of course competition. It shows very well with Rietveldt. I said 1 second behind, no pressure behind. So Rietveldt's doing the charge for Redline to see if they can progress their way further. They got knocked out a lot earlier than they would have wanted the last time we went racing on ACC.
Yeah, but it's just one of those, right? He's the perfect. We sometimes speak about Rietveldt as being the slowest redline driver, if that's, can't really use that word, but I think people understand what I'm saying there. But then all of a sudden he qualifies pole, goes out and destroys everyone in a final. Like, he is the perfect driver because he knows also that if he's in a position where he can affect the result by slowing another driver down or almost throwing his race away for a qualifying session, he will do that as well. All he cares about is the end result, Team Redline winning, but ultimately today he's showing some really good pace.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we'll see if there's going to be any other changes up and down the order at the moment. Everything seems fairly calm with 2 laps left to go. Gal Valero back to this battle as there's been a spin for the MCon Esports team. And they'll be sent even further down the order. They weren't having the greatest run into Zolder with some stuff behind the scenes, and now down to 23rd position with a car that, let's be honest, looks quite damaged. I'm not so sure that's going to be fast.
That looks like I've sat on the front of it, Lewis, and I wouldn't wish that on any car, especially a BMW M2.
No comment. Do you really like the M2?
I love it, mate.
Really? I mean, I think it's a very nice car as well.
Yeah, it's so with DTM.
Aj, Moreno, nie! Boi się!
Like I said, if the opportunity did present itself, it's something
Aj,
to look into.
czemu tak się
He's
dałeś?
going to leave the room there. I think that's a brilliant move. I think around this circuit, you're going to have a little bit of door banging, unfortunately.
O, Jarnej
As we see
zabity.
here, Simoncic now for Burst Esports facing the wrong way. That is not what they want to see. That's for sure. And again, we haven't seen exactly what happens there, but it's so easily. Once you're facing sort of half the wrong way, you're more than likely going to face the full wrong way. But yeah, back to the car itself, we have the BMW M2 Championship as a support series for DTM. And the racing is always absolutely ridiculous. But in that series, they like draw they've got all the same cars each week, but the drivers draw a different car and a different set of engineers every week. It's really quite crazy, actually. So yeah, these cars are just really just there to test a driver, a young driver specifically, their ability just to handle a car in a race situation.
Yeah, because like you say, there's not much downforce on it. Not that much power, so it's not like too scary, but it's enough to keep you in check. A bit of slip and slide. You got to catch it. You got to drive it. As Dennis Schuniger gets past Zarika, he instantly makes a mistake down into the first corner though. After that super move, you don't want all that hard work to be unfolded in one mistake. But I think that's what we might see. Doors open, and Moreno Zarika is going to come straight through, coming down to T4. Lovely display between these two.
I love it, and you can see there Sarika, who's not known for his smile, just giving a little bit of a smile there. He was almost frustrated behind, but he's reciprocated nicely here. You've got to think Phillips and Tunes, they'll be looking in the background thinking, oh, you can keep this up for this next lap. Although we are on the final lap here, aren't we? Yeah, you can keep this up for the next few corners here, maybe. There's a couple of extra spots here. Valero said just stay around the top 10 mark here. You're in a golden position, and he absolutely is right now. Doesn't really want to get involved with Jacob Charcot in front, or maybe even Capoccia. Just stay in P10, get your team safely through, and again, continue the form that Apex are on. They are the form team in the ERL as it stands.
Big time. They are looking so strong. They were so strong through the Summer Cup, reaching finals left, right and centre, winning left, right and centre, looking to try and continue the trend, at least getting through the competition. Gal Valero will look to the inside and send it down the inside of Charcot with a beautiful move down into the hairpin. Just pull it up, a little bit of contact between the two, but the drive off around the outside should be superior to Charcot, given the inside towards that chicane. It's the final lap of the race, coming out of the final corner.
Nice one, good job.
Murphy, after that brilliant launch, is going to take victory ahead
P4,
of
yeah?
and Wana, who just does a great
Giga.
job for
Yeah,
Wana
so
Gaming
we
also
will be true.
behind. What a
I
super
went
effort. You've got
steady,
Williams
like
Esports in the background.
Shunigan even got me, then he made a mistake and I got
contact
before
between
back
himself
on
and
the last
Charcot,
lap.
and that was exactly what Apex Racing did not
So
need
I
to
don't even
risk.
need to
You said it
do well
earlier.
already.
You basically need
get
to
involved with that
not
fight at all.
not to get a
Temporary
penalty,
enough,
and that's it.
now potentially
Yeah.
looking at a slam dunk
Just don't
penalty.
kill anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we can see that once again, really. But as you see, Race Clutch here trying to grab some positions here with Rory McDuff, Dalla Valle, then just up ahead here, holding firm as well. But it looks like things very close. But again, you're seeing this from the front end, the front group to the middle pack, indeed to the end of our grid here. There are battles all over the show. And I think you'll find that Gal Valero might have put Apex in a bit of trouble here. Great performance in race number 1, and it was almost a perfect performance for race number 2. But ultimately, that might be, again, like you said, a slam dunk penalty there. And considering how, we have penalty points here, how that will affect the team, it remains to be seen.
I think if you do get a penalty in that scenario, you're more likely to get a 3, maybe a 5 point penalty, which realistically speaking should put them in the worst position. They'd still be fairly likely if you're after that victory in the first one for Bastian Richter. But Arjuna, he just did not need to get involved in that battle at all.
I had myself unmuted because I was getting ready to come back on camera, and I'm glad that I extinguished any noises because my word, what a dramatic way to finish. And the worst part was in some ways, Lewis, that you could tell that Valero wanted to redress. He wanted to give back the position and try and mitigate a penalty. But because it's out of the final corner, he couldn't do that. We'll take a look at a quick replay here of that final moments in the battle for just inside
how
of the
many
top
liters?
10. And just talk us through this again, Lewis.
12.
12,
Well,
yeah, 12
yeah,
is
it was,
enough.
you know,
With
these could be
15, I
battling
had
for, well, not
more
really
than 2
battling, to be
liters
honest.
left.
Valero played this absolutely perfectly. He didn't really try and make any potential moves, but it's a lunge. Again, it really is a lunge from nowhere initially, but holds the apex nicely, leaves the perfect amount of room around the outside, and then,
Wait, did you say
you know,
more
with the
than
nature
3
of
liters?
corners being on the outside,
Yeah, it
you're
was
going to
like
get more
4
power down
liters, something
earlier,
like that.
and then it comes
Oh,
down
okay.
towards the final chicane here. And Valero just doesn't need to be there.
What did you say about 4 liters?
Side by side, but he's trying to force him offline.
Yeah,
He comes
something like
through,
that.
across
What you
the
had
wing they
left at the
go,
line, or what?
and he's just driven into
I mean, I
him.
didn't
Like,
check it properly, but it
there's
was
no
like
need for him to be there. Just
I had
get off the
like
power,
1.7
and you're all
left,
good, but
basically.
I
With
don't
15?
think there's anybody. I think I could
With
safely
12.
say 100%
okay.
of people out
Yeah,
there,
then
even
that
Apex
makes
fans,
sense.
It's
okay,
quite
maybe
close
not
to doing
Apex
an
fans,
extra lap.
would all be saying, yeah, it's just the slam
Probably not
Yeah.
possible, but
Tell me, Paul Cliff
My
is
race
shouting
went
there. No,
like
that's
2
definitely not Apex
seconds
fault.
Yeah.
So-
before the extra lap.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paul. He loves Apex.
You know, one thing that I
Doesn't
would
hurt to
immediately
carry the
squash
extra
is
liters.
this notion that it might have been intentional, because there were a couple
no,
of people
no.
suggesting that in the YouTube chat.
No.
No, I'm not. Yeah, not even going to entertain that as a thought. We will give race control a couple of moments now, because without a shadow of a doubt, there is at least one incident that begs some penalty points and therefore will change our results heading out of heat number 2. But let's shift our attention not to Veloce. I want to talk about Koana Gaming here, Lewis, because wow, they are on fire, it seems, in this car.
Well, again, having a chat before about those that might challenge to get into ERWC2. Koana Gaming is kind of one of those ones where if they'd had, and they would have to have a much better run on the Irish mod, they would have to basically have won it, and then it's still unlikely. But with this kind of form, I'm actually a little disappointed that they're so far behind the points, because they obviously missed the Spring Cup. Because I would love to see them in the ERWC, because they are such a strong team. Despite, of course, Ben Hitz, who's away for this day, he's feeling a bit sick today, so obviously feel well soon and all that. The team, they're just so strong, and they've basically guaranteed their place in the quarterfinals. They seem to get along with this car very, very well. Semis, very much on the table. Finals, maybe that's getting a bit too far ahead of ourselves, but I wouldn't rule it out right now.
Agreed.
was
to be
just
honest with you. I will say one thing. Sorry, Arjuna. It is a shame that they've missed so many of the earlier rounds in this to get to our World Cup, because they would have been really good on land. Like, they've all got a lot of experience of that. As much as they are a very young team still and young drivers, like, they've got experience of being at these events. They tend to have all of their drivers running at the Sim Racing Expo in finals of various competitions. Like, they are well versed with it as well. So yeah, it's a huge shame, but it's not deterring them, is it? It's, oh, do you know what? We're still going to put on a show here. We're still going to try and take as many dollars as we possibly can away from everyone else, which is exactly what you would do in that situation.
You're right.
To go back to Lewis's point for a sec in terms of getting to the final, I was just looking through that stat sheet during that last heat, and I noticed that we've had 5 individual pairings in the final. 4 of them involved Team Redline. One of them did come on Assetto Corsa Competizione when Apex Racing Team and GTWR went head-to-head, but Luke, I think you said this earlier, this very much is one of those events where there's no expectation of who's going to be on top. It's wide open and it's all out there.
Yeah, there are 4 teams that, you know, you'd say are ACC specialists. You know, Yassi, Veloce, of course, GTWR, and Unicorns of Love. Like, you know, no one's going to argue with that. And again, again, judging by what you just said about a couple of them saying it was intentional, maybe there are a couple of people that would argue with anything that we'd say. But yeah, there's those 4. But then you've also got to factor in Redline, you know, RHE, and indeed Apex, who already look strong here, right? And the car being a car that's not really used in any of the major championships. It's just a new challenge for everybody. So factor that in. I just think that's why it's going to be so wide open moving forward here. And Unicorns of Love, as much as they, you know, obviously are an amazing team, they haven't been standout. Whereas another ACC championships would be like going, oh yeah, they're right at the front every single race from the word go. It's not been the case today.
I always, when I think about the fact that R Factor and iRacing are fixed setup and ACC is open setups, I go back to, I think it was during the Spring Cup at Bathurst, where Niels Naujoks found in his heat race that the setup was undrivable that he had. So he noticed another driver's setup on stream, elected to copy a couple of things over and improve his setup, and then suddenly won the next race he was competing in. And I do wonder how drivers are evolving this car, Lewis, as we work through the course of the evening.
Yeah, I mean, especially in this scenario, you've got to be super adaptable. Those teams that go well through an evening like this, you've got to be adaptable. You kind of got to think a little bit outside the box. And like, for example, I know, obviously, as Luke was saying, there's not much that you can tweak on this car, but still, those tweaks do make a subtle difference. And when it's on a grid that's this tight, a subtle difference is all you really need to sometimes take that step forward. To instead of qualifying 15th, that might get you to qualify 10th, 5th. Hey, maybe even a little bit further forward than that. And it's why you kind of got to keep your eyes open. And when everyone does stream this kind of stuff, I don't blame anyone for kind of checking out other people's streams and being like, go on, just click the setup button. Let's have a look. Go on. See if they get a little bit complacent with it.
Yeah, I do remember when I joined my IndyCar team on iRacing, they made sure that I did not share any of the setups with my other team because, yeah, those 500 setups are secretive and got to be careful with leaking stuff on stream as well. Let's talk about something else while we let Race Control kind of work their way through it. We mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. We'll talk about it a little bit more now, but the print magazine for the digital world, VCO Send It, we're nearing the 2nd edition of this, and all 3 of us have been fortunate to contribute to this one, including Luke for the very first time, who sat down with his favorite driver in the whole wide world, Enzo Benito.
Yeah, we've got the middle page spread where we're just literally led there in poses with our clothes off, so it's an issue you should definitely... No, we just had an interview about his career and his favourite parts of his career so far, and, you know, him being a pioneer of the world of sim racing. It's a nice little chat, really. You know, a lot of you out there, all you sim racing nerds who don't leave the house, a bit like me, you would know his story, but it's nice to hear it from the horse's mouth. But to other people who are new to this a little bit, and you know, may have heard, oh, Enzo Benito's pretty good, and you hear about his life and how humble he is. He's a really nice chap as well. So yeah, it was nice to have a little chat, and we didn't take our clothes off, I promise.
And you're not just going to be able to read that, but you'll be able to listen to the conversation as well, right, Luke?
If you've got ears, you're good. If you've got eyes, you've got good. If you can't read and you can't hear, then, well, sorry.
And then, of course, Lewis and myself, we resurrected another argument within the world of sim racing and went at it for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, obviously battling over best driver this time. We'll get to best track eventually. I know, obviously, we want to have a massive fight about that, but because you
But
keep
my
changing
opinions
what
are
your
changing
favorite
there, yes.
every time, it's just sort of like, oh no, it's something different now. Well, I'm just waiting for him to kind of cycle around until his number 1 circuit is Bathurst, and then we'll do the session. Then we both agree, and it's fine.
No, but you'll have to pick something else. Remember
No.
that in some of our debates, we've had
That's
to
true.
play devil's advocate for the sake of the argument.
That is true.
Why don't you do per like continent, and then do
Ooh,
after
that
5
would be
you do
fun.
then the world famous track? Like,
I think-
That is a good
actually,
point.
no, hold
actually.
on. No, people listening to you once is bad. They've got 5 times. That's,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think what we should do, though, is I like this idea. We should do a VCO track vote bracket and vote using our community the best tracks in the world, because of course we use the community to pick the tracks that we race at. We had Mizano versus Zolder, and Zolder won comprehensively, which is good to say, but I think it would be interesting what our community has to say about that. Maybe our boss, Florian Husper, will get on that. We are going to step aside for a couple of moments. Race Control have a couple more things still to work through before we're ready to go for the final of our heat. So we'll be right back for the final heat of this ERL Fall Cup round on Assetto Corsa Competizioni. Well, welcome back. Race Control still working away on a couple of incidents, so Heat 2 results not yet final. Before we move to Heat 3, we will let Race Control finish up their job, so a couple of minutes for us to fill the time and to chat with you, our community. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're rooting for. I'm sure Luke Crane will be delighted to talk a little bit more about that as we work through the course of the rest of the evening's action. Plenty of fun at Zolder already, but we're looking at the Fall Cup, and with the iRacing IRO4 already having seen some action, today the BMW M2 CS Racing Cup. Lewis, next time we head to your neck of the woods, to R Factor 2, and to a stock car that has plenty of power.
It does. It's got more downforce than you think. You'd normally expect with the Cup cars, they're basically no downforce and 900 brake horsepower. The horsepower is correct. Like, you do have a lot of power and not that much grip going to the rear, but there is a bit more downforce. It's a lot quicker than you'd think. I did give it a little bit of a go not too long ago. I was hesitant. I said that before. Obviously, we've not got racing in it yet, so who knows? But before, when it was announced, I was like, I don't think that's a good call. But now I've actually kind of driven it. I'm like, actually, I'm more enticed by this now. I'm very curious to see where we're going to go, like what kind of tracks we're going to race on. Maybe we do throw in a bit of a random oval, but that might be a bit of a stretch too far. But who knows? Something exciting, something different.
Disagree. I think Florian should be right now going, yep, let's pick 2 ovals. Good job.
Yeah, why not?
Choose your favourite oval. We'll have an oval section for this ERL. Something different. Why not? The whole format's different, right? Just as well.
So Daytona for maximum chaos, and to ensure we still have chaos, let's go to Bristol.
Yeah, you've got short track and you've got yourself a super speedway. Like, it's 2 options. I think that would be amazing. I'm not sure how ovals run in the game specifically. Lewis, you could give us that, whether there might be limitations because of that. But why not? This is a pioneering championship, right? The format is pioneering. The way that drivers, are being paid is pioneering, because they can win money like every week, and there's just different opportunities. Like, why not do something just out of the box? I think it'd be great. And I reckon if you just asked everyone in the YouTube chat right now, if you put it on Twitter, they'd be like, yeah, well up for that for a week. That'd be amazing.
Something different, yeah, absolutely. I don't know what, like, oval-wise, R Factor does work on ovals. Obviously, it's arguably not the best sim on ovals. It's not what it's built for, but it does work. There are ovals on there. You've got a fair choice between some that work. Of course, Daytona being recently released. You do have some other ones on there. Obviously, some unbranded one called Apple Valley, which is Fontana. Places like that. So there are a fair selection of some that you can go racing on. There are some oval championships on RVAC too. So it's kind of, again, it's an interesting, slightly different dynamic that I'd be excited to see, because it's just something different, something to really spice up the formula. And I'm sure this style of racing on that would be really unpredictable.
Yeah, we just have to make sure that we have cautions disabled, because I'm already having flashbacks to the inaugural Cup of Nations that VCO partnered up with Williams Esports for, where we had the Indy cars at Indianapolis, but we had caution laps not counting and enabled. The worst 90 minutes to 2 hours of my life. That is very much a moment we try not to talk about. However, race control is done. We're ready to go for the 3rd and final heat. Again, I will be watching on with you in the YouTube chat. Lewis and Luke will again see some racing at Zolder.
Well, it's been a long delay, but we are finally ready to get back racing. And we'll see what's going to happen in the all-important 3rd and final heat. As much as we've said before with how the format's changed, we don't have a last chance qualifier anymore. This is effectively it, though, isn't it? One final race to decide who goes through to those quarterfinals. George Boothby and Blyer on the front row of the grid. This is going to get exciting.
Certainly is. I've literally just sent a tweet, though, to @VCO Esports saying ovals next time, please. Winky face. So if anyone wants to tweet @VCO Esports on Twitter, again, @VCO Esports, you could do that right now. And let's bully Florian is doing ovals. Anyway, this is an incredible front row right there. George Boothby, expecting him to be up and in the mix here. In practice, he looked absolutely incredible. You were watching earlier on. Dominic Blyer, incredible drive, right? Kevin Siggy in 3rd spot. Luke Whitehead, of course, was probably the main driver from GTWR when they did indeed pick up the championship on ACC. Then we've got Gregor Schill, who's in P5, who is an ACC specialist racing for BS competition. Then we've got Jamie Fluke down in 6th position. I'm not sure we've seen him that low ever in qualifying. That is an incredible top 6.
Yeah, Absolutely, and who's going to go through? Those that are on the bubble, really. You've got Triton back there. They're in 13th at the moment. They could very well do with a second place. You've got someone down there, R8G, 15th at the moment on the points. A couple of teams that really would need a good result on this. The likes of Redline, Unicorns, Love, Koana, they're all pretty safe right now. But you've got to avoid the drama, and Blyett surely needs to kind of win this race.
Yeah, I think, well, just guarantee yourself a top 3 here. Don't do anything too crazy, but yeah, a win kind of a minimum if we're going to be completely honest here. But we're off to the race and we're nearly ready to go.
Yeah, George Boothby is going to start it from pole position for Yaz Heat, looking for a victory. He starts alongside Dominic Blyer, and the third and final heat is about to get underway. Let's see who's going to take the victory and who's going to be moving through into the quarterfinals. We're underway once again at Circuit Zolder. Look at that start from Gregor Schill straight to the inside of Kevin Siggy in the background. Boom, moving his way from 5th to 3rd for BS competition. Absolutely sends it in there, and Kevin Siggy might drop back another position also as he's moving backwards 1, 2, 3 spots. He's not having a great start here for Team Redline, as Boothby's going to hold the front. Marco Pajic at the moment going side by side with one of the enlarged competition cars of Alexander Vermont, who's now losing out to Dara McCormack also. Big off in the background, that'll be Burst, I think, on their rejoin, but outside that, it's been pretty clean, to be honest.
Very clean there again. Jamie Fluke nearly trying to make up a position there on Kevin Siggy. Not quite going to work out, but Siggy has dropped 2 positions, but his team have done exceptionally well so far, so no real need to be putting any crazy moves in as we go down towards the braking zone. It looks like Williams Esports car might have just been sent off there. Not sure exactly what happened. No, they're all good. A bit of argy-bargy, but everyone went through relatively cleanly.
I think it was Gianmarco Fiducci getting sent off a little bit by Quinta Violate there, and of course Gianmarco Fiducci, who had his first ever esports WTCR victory around here. I'm sure it's a circuit that he's got close to his heart and will want to get another decent result. We ride on board with Yvonne Herfelaar back into the championship. Good to see her back in, obviously after a pretty horrendous crash in real life, and looking strong as 26th position at the moment on the rear end of Nico Hillebrand at the moment, as Patrick Long Esports continue a bit of a struggle, and that was nearly into the rear end. Hillebrand on tight.
First of all, I'd love, massive shout out to Yvonne, who's driving in the Big Brother chair from around about 2003. If you get the reference, you get the reference. But yeah, doing a pretty good job here down in 20. I think now 25th actually, because there's a car off the server. Well, there's a massive send there by Hildebrand, and that takes, I think, Teichmann off. So Teichmann is, well, yeah, massively off there. Teichmann actually runs the DTM Esports trailer at the DTM events, actually, and he's just qualified to race for Mexico.
Yes, I saw
FIA
that.
Motorsport Games. So yeah, massive shout out to him. Lovely chap as well. And he actually let me borrow his scooter all weekend this weekend in Rebel Ring, and it's quite far for me to travel. So really appreciate it. And look at what we're on board with Yvonne, and then as soon as we go on board with Yvonne, looking great, and then there's a mistake. We're saying all the praises, and there's the commentary curse from both of us.
I don't believe in the commentator's curse, but that is awful luck. Bit of a shame there, unfortunately, but Yvonne Herfelaar will be able to continue on in this race. As we look at Dara McCormack, Marco Pajic directly ahead, back to Gianmarco Fiducci. Obviously, these two said before, last time they were into the chicane, they got into a little bit of contact. Fiducci sent it up and over the curbs. He's going to get alongside, and he's going to try and make a move on Quintin Violate here. R8G Sports and Team Fordzilla going side by side, and Eric Andre directly behind. Here's the send from Gianmarco Fiducci, still side by side, skipping over the chicane. Quintin Violate is going to hang on to the position, and Garcia's also going to try and get involved in the mix, but for the Aspar team, but just drops off a little bit. That exit not good enough for that red, white and black machine directly behind, but Gianmarco Fiducci is feeling a bit racy and feeling a bit aggrieved, I think, after the contact between himself and Violate.
Lovely to see there. I think the biggest thing you can take from that is that Violate would have got a warning for track limits. So 2 more of those, and he's going to be in trouble here. So if you are Fiducci, you just got to keep putting that pressure on. Get a move by that. So as we see, a very strange camera here from, I would say, gear stick cam or of some sort, or maybe the water holder cam or some sort. It's just very odd. And well, it's a great right arm.
But it does show how the screens, obviously we've never really seen triple screens in action, as we see Gianmarco Fiducci with a big send down into the first corner. But yeah, Rice there showing off the setup from a slightly different angle, which to be fair, I'm all for to see from slightly different angles, but a bit of an odd one. But yeah, Fiducci trying to make it stick on Quintin Violate, back up to Dara McCormack, who's in this train. Boothby's cleared off from it. He's 1.3 seconds clear of Dominic Blyer, Gregor Schill, Whitehead, Siggy, Fluke. It's a pretty tasty battle. It's a tasty group of drivers that are all going to try and battle it out. And Dara McCormack sat there at the back waiting for his opportunity. And Williams Esports looking to book their place. Currently in the middle of the middle of the pack of those that have already done results and whatnot. They're looking good to move on to the quarterfinals. 8th place would just be a good one to throw into the mix.
No ja dojechałem 12, najlepszy występ z mojej strony. Moreno dojechał 4, także jest bezpiecznie. Teraz jedzie Dara McCormack, właśnie on był z nim przed chwilą. Ale tak naprawdę on już nic nie musi, on tylko żeby karę nie dostał. I będzie ok.
I'm not sure that there is a contact, but just want to say, Danny said his name one time in a video, and he's lying to everybody. It's actually Geezer. Facts. No way the way he says it is right.
Did you say Danny Juicer or something?
Something like that. Yeah, I think it's Juicer.
Yeah, I think it's
wrong.
Juicer.
Absolutely no chance.
Flat out wrong. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the joy of being a commentator, is that if we don't like how your name is, we can just change it.
Well, no, they should really send a nice email to their parents and say, look, this is now how our name should be said.
How does Bono deal with that one? Bono House. Who's
Got no choice.
Huis. Just
Yeah,
like, make it up as we go
I sent
along.
an email directly to his dad.
Oh dear, poor guy. Anyway, we're halfway through this race, and Gianmarco Vidici has an Eric Andre. But see, I think there was contact. I only saw it once very quickly. I think there was contact between himself and Quinton Violate. I don't know. Like that again, that's one that race control will have to take a long look over. But either way, not a great spot for Team Fordzilla right now.
No, and again, I'm 36 years old, guys, so that could be my age more than anything. But it just looked like it was a case of put the power on. It looked like someone had absolutely annihilated them, right? But they didn't look close enough from my eyes. But I only saw it once, so you can crucify me all you like, but I'm just old.
And race control get to look over it as many times as they want from any angle, so the correct decision will come to us. And also, whenever we get to take other looks at all these instances, sometimes our opinions do change, and maybe this will be the case. I will have you talk over this one because I want to see what your opinion is now.
Well, first of all, we got two cars doing jump.
Tak, wszystko dziś. Wedle harmonogramu. Pierwszy ćwierćfinał, bo będą 2, powinien być o 20:10. O 20 kwalifikacje, czyli już jest opóźnienie. Czyli zaraz po tym wyścigu jedziemy z kwalifikacjami. Ja mam Mateusz.
A light touch, a hard touch, doesn't really matter. You're going to spin them out. You're kind of, as you're turning right, you're bouncing over the curb a little bit. The rear of the car is just totally unweighted. It only takes one little light tap to have the send, as we can see a sort of cat on the rear end of Rice, and also Lukacek directly behind. Oh, sorry, Attila Bushi directly behind that, with Lukacek directly behind that for Carbon Sim Sport.
Yep, it's it doesn't matter where we're looking on the circuit right now, is it? There's just going to be close racing all over the show right now. You've got racing and you've got Garcia just up ahead as well. Garcia is more of a specialist. Sodicat's more of a specialist on this sim as well. So actually surprised to see him quite as far down the order as we're seeing, to be completely honest. But then again, I'll be that surprised. Look at the names up ahead there. You've got Lukenberg, you've got Andre, you've got Fiducci, Roman, Dara McCormack, who I think is the most improved driver on the sim period over the last 12 months. Really is world elite level now. Like, he was running quickly, and if you put all of the top 100 drivers in ACC in one race, I think he would quite comfortably be in the top 50. But as of now, I think you'd be putting your money on him to be, at least top 5, maybe winning races now. That's how good he's becoming.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I again commentated on Dara McCormack year or so ago, and never mind, Marco PHC. I was about to say Veloce having a really good race in this one. Going to lose only one position to Dara McCormack. You can kind of see Marco PH was taking a defensive line there and completely messes up the second chicane. They're doing good enough with a 7th position in this, and obviously a first in the previous race to move their way through at the moment. Just 2 drivers for Veloce this evening, but yeah, PH. Potentially a costly mistake. I think it'll be all right from it, but still, certainly a scary moment under pressure from the ever-improving Dara McCormack.
Tak, Dominik. Polak z krwi i kości, a tu drugi Polak, Maciej Muller, proszę bardzo. Dobry znajomy. Dominikiem zresztą też się dobrze znamy. Jest tych Polaków. Grzybów po deszczu.
Bootsy to not squeeze him out wide here, but it's a little bit too late there. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to get the overlap as soon as he possibly can to then squeeze him onto the apex here and then force him to right wide. Which
O,
he's done
to tak,
successfully.
BMK. O!
Oh dear. You know what? I'm not
Ja będzie, że tak się prowadzi ta BMK, nie? Że nabił się tak paćka zamiotło. Nie wiadomo czemu.
Come across his bonnet there, and he's not quite clear to do so. You can't be expecting people to get off the gas when it's a flat-out part of the circuit. So we'll have to see that once again. But I think that was just textbook driving from Lukasik, put far too much pressure on Buxy, and Buxy then has just made a mistake by then trying to almost hold on to it from a desperate situation.
And unfortunately for their
Pewną część
esports,
ciała.
that will be the end of their day. They have not had good enough results up until this point, and that certainly will not add to it. Gregor Schill trying to find his way past Dominic Blyer at the moment, all over the rear end of the Triton Racing machine. Pulled out a little bit of a gap on Whitehead and Siggy, who continue their battle for 4th position, and Gregor Schill trying to find his way past, avoiding the triple screens and going for an ultra wide, a couple of ultra wides as well, as our race leader coming down through the final complex and up towards the final chicane. I mean, what a drive it's been from George Boothby. As we saw from Eamon Murphy in the previous one, it is completely dominant so far. P1 Esports with John Lacey Esports Academy getting a 3-point penalty as well, as Boothby comes out of the final corner to take victory in the 3rd and final heat. Blyer, Schill, Whitehead and Siggy will come across the line all in one train behind. A dramatic start to the race, but a fairly calm end, all things considered. A bit of drama in the middle, but I think for a lot of these teams, they just needed to take a decent result. I think Luca Burke as well for Rocket Simsport, that result might be good enough to move them through into the quarterfinals for the 12th spot.
Oh, we're still seeing some door banging here as we come across the line. Mattia Krupi here is going to come across the line in 22nd. He's got Teichmann and in front of him and Buxy. But I will say one thing. Qualifying is absolutely key with this car because of the seating position. It's the visibility being, because naturally they're all going to be really close to each other because the cars are slower. As we see here, Matteo Balondi moving on Yvonne Hufela, not quite going to work out. But yeah, the seating position in this car, for me, I think if you're not right at the front, you haven't really got a clear view of the braking zones, the apex, the turns, and it's all about fighting the steering wheel with this car because it just doesn't have that aero to turn in for you. So yeah, I think qualifying P1 here, again, it's as much as we expect them all to be relatively close here. It's no surprise to me that likes of Boothby, if they do get P1, will be able to just drive away.
Just taking a look at the results, or provisional results as they're being updated right now, a couple of things stand out to me, guys. For teams already, provisionally have locked themselves into the ERWC. We say goodbye after these heats to R8G and to Burst Esports, Lewis.
Yeah, I know. Big results. Burst, they got involved in a lot of drama. Of course, Umeshima got sent off in the first heat, and then we did see Yone Simicic being sent off basically at the 4th corner in the 2nd heat, and then being spun around going into the first chicane also. So Burst having a bit of drama. This is certainly not their chosen platform. Umashima's their iRacing driver, Yone Simicic is their R2 drivers. It's kind of almost expected they weren't going to do too well here. But R8G are a big casualty early on, at least, yeah, again, provisionally. We will just add on that one. Just not really having it, get involved in a lot of drama. Obviously, in that race, Quinta Violate getting into a bit of fisticuffs with Gianmarco Fiducci. And yeah, they'll be missing out potentially on the rest of the competition today.
I came into the points overall 2nd, so it's going to be close between them and the likes of BS Competition, Unicorns of Love, as it shakes up right now. As we head out of the heats, though, guys, I want some of your thoughts about the racing that we've seen so far and what it bodes for the increasingly chaotic and physical nature of the racing that lies in store for us, Luke.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close, right? Everybody's really close. The lack of power, the lack of downforce, it's all about forcing someone in front of you to make a mistake, and being in front of someone else is about trying not to make those mistakes realistically. And as the further we get on through this competition, the more chances people are going to start taking here. It was a pretty tame heats, I would say, considering the nature of the car, the nature of the circuit, and just the power of the car specifically. But as we go on here, I think anything can go. And when we get to the semi-finals and maybe even the finals, it will just be a train. It'll be a train of cars. It'll be people. Maybe there might be some little nudges here and there, just to try and find.
O, nawet okej, ale wtedy jak wszyscy razem jechali, to była druga szansa, second chance był wyścig. A teraz nie ma, ale no, 2 najlepsze wyniki się liczą, a 3 wyścigi jedziemy, no to najlepsi powinni przejść, tak czy inaczej. O, o to kolejny półpolak.
Look to lock themselves into the quarterfinals. Giorgio, thanks for joining us, and let's talk a little bit about the recap of the mood in the team after that success in the summer.
Indeed, good evening everyone. It's a pleasure, to be here. Thanks for the invitation, and yeah, indeed it was, a special event. the last one we had in the Summer Cup, so definitely we want to, you know, replicate it. Of course, we have, as usual, you know, very tough competitors out there, such as Veloce, Redline, Unicorns of Love, so we always need to face them, and of course we're excited. We're struggling a bit with the car as we are not experienced with it, but it's the exciting part of taking part in the VCO esports competition, which we really enjoy with this new system. And indeed, we are really excited to, you know, see how it goes in the quarterfinals and so on till the finals.
Yeah, P2
No
is
dobra.
for tenths down.
Przerwa. Próbuję tylko dla pewności. Pału żadnego.
Green light. Low tire pressure. Stay away from curbs.
Tak, teraz teamowo po trzech już jedziemy. Teraz jedziemy ćwierćfinał, jedzie 7 zespołów. Po 3 kierowców, czyli 21 kierowców. Liczą się 2 najlepsze wyniki każdego zespołu i 3 najlepsze zespoły awansują. Jak liczą się 2 najlepsze wyniki, no czyli jak będziemy tam koło P5, P5, P6, jak dowiedziemy coś takiego, no to P5 i P6, to wtedy szansa na awans. Nie no, genialne to jedno. Nazwiska kolegów zespołu? Moreno Sirica i Dara McCormack. Moreno jest P10 tutaj. A Dary jeszcze nie ma na serwerze.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
No, po prostu go zespół nie wystawił. Nie wiem, czy jest jakiś konkretny powód. No wiecie, tylu jest kierowców w Williamsie nad samym takim ACC. 10 pewnie, że no...
Okay, which quarterfinal server are we in?
Could be one
yeah.
at least.
Nikodem akurat by się lepiej odnalazł w takim formacie. On wsiada i ma tempo, a ja muszę wybocić. Więc nie wiem, czemu wystawili mnie, a nie Nikodema, no ale...
Unicorns of Love, Kowana Gaming.
Ale Nikodem i tak by
Us,
dzisiaj nie mógł, bo jest
Brighton,
w Poznaniu na
Wild
torze
Things
już.
Racing. I never heard that. And Team Fordzilla.
A ja jutro wsiadam.
Wait,
Samochód
one more time?
o 6
Sorry.
rano dojeżdżam do
God.
niego.
All again? Yes, it. Unicorns of Love, Kowana. And us, then Triton, Wild Things Racing, and Team Fordzilla. We can do it.
This is definitely the stronger split, but
Nah, I mean, the others are with Redline, Apex, Veloce.
Bo wylądował gładko.
We can do it.
I mean, yeah. Yazzie are probably the fastest team on the grid right now.
Yeah, I mean, Boot B will pull it easy.
Oh, do we have to do quali again? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
ah, shit.
it's good though.
Eh. We'll see.
I mean, depends. If you quali, like I did now a good quali, now for sure I'm going to qualify like shit. That's
Podara jest szybszy od Tinko. A nie mogli już jeszcze Tinko wstawić zamiast mnie na przykład?
So we're
Bo potrzebują kierowcę na RF2 też, który pojedzie i ACC i
So I
RF2.
guess- Yeah, but I guess we are already late by the protest things.
yeah.
So I guess as soon as they are done, we are going.
Po co tu jeździć? Takie ligi?
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Nie, jakiś price tam jest coś?
We do some practice.
Yeah,
ACC,
I also found out
wiesz
in,
co, tak.
Quali, it put me on the same.
Jeździmy, bo
career
zespół chce,
set,
żebyśmy
but I
jeździli,
did
prawdę
practice,
mówiąc.
I
No
already
tak
did
nie...
that, so that's
Ja
another
najchętniej bym
reason
tylko...
why shit.
Ja najchętniej tylko na RF-ie bym jeździł. No ale nie masz tyle zawodów na RF-ie, żeby tylko tam jeździć.
Put me on one, but it just didn't register in my brain. I need to make sure that doesn't happen again.
yeah. Always double check, to be honest, with the tires, because I'm always not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Yazzie will be the hardest for us to beat because they have Statsenko, Boothby, and Malinovsky. So
We should stay clear of the curbs.
I think Statsenko and Boothby are insanely fast in this car. So
Whoa.
It's better if you go in the session, huh? Yes,
yeah,
they
you should
said
join there.
as soon as they have 21 drivers, we go queue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, join.
Ale że nie było, no ACC mi się podoba, jest fajne, przyjemnie mi się jeździ, tylko... Tylko tempa troszkę
We have
brakuje.
a shit grid box now for qualifying.
Yeah.
I should have joined first.
And it's really close if you can make the fifth lap or not in quali. Like if you're at the back of the field, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to be at the start.
Yeah.
I mean, technically the fifth lap shouldn't matter. You should have it.
It's still good to have it as an option.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't blame.
So are you actually accelerating in third gear, Kuba? In the first sector?
Yeah. I think everyone is from anyone that I've watched.
I mean, I did 0.5 sector 1, but maybe... Surely my lines aren't better. Like, there's only kind of one line through every turn. I think everybody's using TC off.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on the server?
Yeah.
źle.
Uh, 21 drivers, go back to pit.
Green light, give it all you can. Low tire pressure, stay
I na samym szarym końcu. Zostawię sobie trochę miejsca.
slow car ahead.
Dobra, przyczepności w takim wyjazdowym. Ja pierdolę.
Yellow flag ahead, wliczają.
Popsułem.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Jest Moreno czwarty. Różka, zamkniesz mi drzwi? O. Good job, guys.
And I think I outqualified my pace.
Really good quality, Moreno.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think I
I
outqualified
think
my
so.
pace. I had a guy in front of me just pull me for the entire qualifying, basically.
I choked it.
Actually, I made a mistake in the exit of the last corner. Maybe I could have got like 1 place or 2 place better. With a
There's only
better
one
exit.
race, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's one
yes.
race.
Okay.
Like this, we should be in, I think.
Yeah, we need to finish here though. People are going to be super aggressive.
Who's
I mean-
Grunewald's teammates? Schöniger and...
Blyer and Chi, Tici, whatever.
Tyszkiewicz, yeah. Blair, Tyszkiewicz.
I don't see Richter, Bastian. Is he last?
Is Budby? Wait, where is Budby teammate?
Yeah, Richter is
That's not
23rd.
Oh. Okay. Okay, well that's good.
12 minutes. It's 2 minutes more, so we might get 2 laps more.
Yes, two more laps.
So 15 liters.
Yes, 15 will be enough.
Definitely needed.
I'm gonna go 16, I just wanna be good today.
13.6 from my calculations.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, true.
so Triton is ahead of us right now. Unicorns. Who's Müller with?
Müller, Kovana.
I'm gonna go with 16 liters just to be giga safe.
Banner and Rats are with Müller. They're at the back, I think.
15 will be just enough, I think.
Yeah, 14 should be just enough.
I'm going 16. I don't even want to try risk.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
Who's
2
with,
liters. So.
with me? That's just Heat, right? So,
Yep.
Malinowski and Statsenko. Where's Statsenko? Oh, no. Yeah.
Statsenko.
Oh, we are ahead
he's
of them.
P10. He's P10.
I think we are the third team right now.
Where's Malinovsky?
Yeah.
P18. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we all qualified pretty well, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, we need to
Oh,
stay
I'm
where
terrible
we are.
as always, but at least you guys are carrying me.
If we stay where we are and don't get any penalties, we should be fine.
36.
Yep.
I did Pepega moment, unfortunately. You know the second chicane? I came out of there and I just turned off my brain and lit up the rear tires.
I would have
So I
been
just
top
went
10
into
at
the grass.
least, but then like I failed to stop for the hairpin. Like
Oh,
broke 2 centimeters too light and the car just didn't stop.
I had that on one of my laps, but at least it wasn't a good one. I don't know why it happens. It's like it's so random.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just doesn't break.
Go in double file. Low tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs.
Remember, warm up your tires and brakes.
Yeah.
You use the brake for the start.
I didn't. Did we use third gear?
Second.
Green light. Go, go, go. Car on the left.
Kurwa mać, no. Pewnie kara będzie dla mnie.
Oh, put bees around.
Yellow flag, be careful. There's a slow car up ahead. We've got some light damage on the front of the car.
Huge crash. I might get a
Yeah,
penalty,
They, yeah,
I'm
they,
not sure.
they spun into me. Boothby just planted the throttle and went straight into me. Or whoever was spun around just absolutely T-boned me for no reason.
Are we out?
18 seconds down. Yeah, I'm at the back. 18
Oh.
seconds of damage. That was fucking ridiculous. I went completely around the outside, avoiding everybody, and somebody just plowed into me.
Well, I'm P3.
Yeah, let's try.
hope-
I can get in from
yeah.
places.
Did you spin Boothby?
No, they crashed.
Yeah, Kuba, did you spin Boothby?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, someone spun from my nose in turn 2, not sure who that was.
What position are you?
13th.
Okay.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
No chodź tu, Kubuś.
I'm probably gonna get a drive through because some guys spun me across the chicane. I got 3 warnings already. I got a double warning from going straight across the chicane.
It's not an issue.
Flashbacks.
Dwóch amatorów przede mną. O, chyba.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Top 3 teams, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We would have been through safely if I didn't get completely wiped out.
We are halfway through. Keep it up. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Chyba zginął, no.
Yeah, I'm last. I'm just battling idiots.
Yeah, just don't get any penalties and we'll see. Maciuś.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Nie, hamulec nie strzela na pewno. Coś innego.
Kuba, if you catch Malinovsky, be careful. He's very aggressive.
I'm not gonna catch him too far.
I think we're actually in a good position, somehow. So, UOL and Triton are going through as it stands. Actually, I'll be quiet.
Są taki wolny nagle. Ja pierdolę, no serio? I spun Malinowski, but he just stopped. Like, seriously, without exaggeration.
I 100% it wasn't your fault.
I mean, it might look like my fault, but I was 16th behind him before the corner, and he stopped on the apex.
Oh.
I think he might have been out of fuel, because he lost like a second on that lap to me.
P3 guys, I don't know if that's enough.
Let's see. Will be a miracle if I don't get any penalties. P9, let's see.
Delete the VOD, delete the VOD.
Oh my god. Freaking VCO. Every time same thing.
Wait, yeah, every
I
time.
should have been like P5. I was P5 after 2 turns. I passed
Yeah,
3
but
people off the start,
There
and
should
then
be
I just got
there should
destroyed.
be a penalty for, I don't know who was the guy that spun would be first. Like that everything happened in front of me. I don't know who that guy was, and
Yeah, that's like I am like 10 car lengths behind him before the corner, and he just. There's no way I'm getting any penalty for that, surely.
Do we have to do in lap?
no, I don't think
Tak
so.
miał paliwo,
Just
to
doing
czemu
it for fun.
10 długości za wcześnie zahamował?
Okay, because I want to save the replay.
Yeah, you have 3 minutes if you want to protest someone. Protest the guy that spun you, Daira. Like the rejoin from who was Bubby.
I don't know who it was, to be honest.
You have
gonna have a
time. You have 3 minutes.
No to
after
też nie wiem,
this.
czy dla mnie kara. No tak, kurde, wszystko na
Okay.
granicy.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was Booby.
We have 6 penalty points, fuck my life.
We do?
Yes.
For what?
What? Did I get any?
I'm not sure who.
What?
And we are
Yeah,
P4 with that.
Yeah, Boothby spun me. Who's ahead of us then?
Yeah,
Yassi?
Yaski, yeah.
Okay, well then I have to report Boothby.
Yeah. Go for it quickly.
What, do I just record a clip? Can you send me a link to the thing?
Yeah, trying to find it.
Isn't there a channel on Discord like protest where you can?
Yeah, he just killed me, basically.
Okay, how do we report quickly?
Oh my god.
Or just ask on the main page.
Yeah.
Okay, where race control.
Protest channel in VCO Discord. That's what the rules say.
Where? There's no protest channel.
I guess maybe team managers only can see it.
No, I've seen.
No, it's not there. There's no protest, channel.
Oh, we have 9 penalty points. May without penalty we are in. How we get 9 penalty points?
So I'm sure.
What?
What the fuck? So I must have got 3 for lap 1 and 3 for the last lap. But you need to see my last lap. If that's a penalty, then what the fuck?
Okay, well then we're done already, right?
I mean, if we can get if we can get rid of the penalty points we're in, like we need 6 points. With 6 points,
Who's
we are-
Malinowski in the team with?
with
Yes,
6 points we are in because
Do you think
Because we have-
Malinowski could have stopped on purpose to get spun by
Yeah.
me?
That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly
Because
what I thought. Because
he
we
was
could've beat them.
he was faster than me throughout the race. I couldn't catch him, and then he lost over a second on the last lap. I was a second and a half behind him starting the lap, and he just stopped on the apex, and I spun him.
I'm gonna watch his stream.
And apparently he had fuel. People tell me. So I don't know what happened there.
All right, we'll see now.
And he was the third guy in the team, so he didn't care about his result.
May if that's on purpose, they need to be disqualified. But we need to reach out the
Bro, Tort said he was going slow to back you up. He just
Then
said on
tell
stream,
them.
I'm going slow to back him up.
Tell them then.
Because we were ahead of them without penalty points.
Yeah. Tell them. We were ahead of them because I was P3 and Woodby was P6, so basically we had same points, but because I was P3, we would have got in.
Oh, for God's sake, where's Seb? He needs to protest this. The results are done through the. Fuck off, bro. That's absolute bullshit. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous.
It is.
The fact he did that on purpose makes me sick.
Do you have? Send me the Twitch link.
It's YouTube. Just type in Tortellini ACC. You'll find it immediately. Go to. I can't tell you the exact stamp. Wait, I can clip it.
Yeah, just clip it and then post it in the main channel. And then tag race control. I mean, they would not change the results because they are done already, but this proves once
If
again
there's
that
like
they are
a
Give me
different
a sec. Give me a
circumstance.
sec. I'll be back.
Like 3 minutes is not enough to figure all of this out for us and like protest him and stuff. Like I thought he was out of fuel. He just started losing time on the last lap.
he cannot like stop in the middle of the corner to back you out. Like, what is that?
Okay.
So you know, in the second chicane,
Yeah.
let me see. The minimum speed on the apex is like 83, and it's in third gear. He was in second gear doing 70, and he broke like super early.
Mate, we need 5 points. Like, with 2 penalties less, we would be in. I don't know where the other 2 are, or what. But... Ugh. That is unbelievable.
Look, I posted in our chat how far behind him I was
He
before the corner.
literally stopped. What
Yeah.
the fuck? Yeah, they would like Probably they will not even answer you, no.
Kurde, Ziemniak, nie mogę tego
Ale
linku
no.
otworzyć, nie wiem czemu. Wyślesz mi na... Wyślesz mi na Messengerze?
Every time happens like this.
Ah, they gave me the role to... I can see the protest channels now. But it's too late now.
Well, try to protest it anyway.
That's Williams? Whoa!
Yeah,
I got fun.
There was a sheet with all the like record.
Ah, they took the role away from me again.
What number you were?
166.
Ah, no, wait, this is the old race one. I don't have the race too. Or maybe it's below. No. Ah, I have only race one. He even fake it in the chat. Like he's saying, oh, I got spun. Oh,
Ay, 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 ay. That's not fair.
it is not.
I can show you. You don't have the replay from that race?
No.
I can show you on my stream.
Yeah, but it just by the closing distance, like you were so far away,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you were in his trunk. Like
Yeah.
that's bullshit. Like
I linked my stream on the chat.
yeah.
Are you watching?
Yep.
You can watch his speed.
Yeah, but I mean,
Look, second gear, 70 kph. And like any other lap. Oh, he's second gear here as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was using second gear as well, but check the speed.
Look, 80. '81.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still like you gain so many meters in
Yeah,
one
yeah.
braking zone. It's insane.
Look at the start of the lap. How far behind him I was. No, sorry, that's him. That's me. That's how far behind I am. It was a second and a half, I remember.
This is like what?
My chat was saying like, oh, surely someone's gonna run out of fuel because the race is longer. And I was like, oh, he's slowing down, so maybe. You never know. Yeah, I can show you like, I think I got a penalty for this.
I don't get it. I mean, the start was mayhem in the chicane.
Are you watching?
Yeah, yeah. Ah, but that's. I mean, why you get a penalty there? You're on the curb. Where should you go?
But I stuck my nose late into there, so I kind of understand. Like could have been a racing incident. Yeah.
Yeah, like you've been there all the time. It's not like you launched yourself there.
Yeah.
It's true that your nose wasn't in, but at the same time, you should have been aware that you were there.
Yeah. But if it's like just the two of us in the middle of the race, then that's a penalty for me. But I think lap 1, like he should have been paying attention to the mirror more.
Exactly.
But whatever. Like
And also,
that kind of I deserve. I'm not angry about that.
and even if you want to give a penalty, that might be 1 or 2 points, not 3, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then here it's mayhem. I went through the grass.
We watch it. I think I could have done a better job avoiding that.
Oh my god. Oh my god. From your perspective, it's even worse.
Although, yeah. I don't think I could have done anything else, to be honest.
There is no way to get over it.
Because if that car here wasn't there, like the car stopped on the grass, maybe I could have gone to the grass, but he was there.
But I don't know if you would have had time to react. Because the guy that you touch here was like half spun.
Yeah.
Now Florian is answering. To be honest, with this game, I'm always super scared to like.
Yeah, because the cars are lagging like forwards and backwards.
Like you try to brake late behind someone, even to get closer, and I say no.
Yeah.
Because like small tap behind it, the guy in front of you just flies through the entire track. Yeah, it was quite chaotic at the back. I had Sheringham behind me, but the guy just really never attacked me, even if he could, because
They were advancing, right? So, yeah.
yeah, he knew he was going through.
Ah, great. So we are out.
Yeah, but it's a bit. I'd say undeserved. Is what it is.
Yeah, what can you do? Ah, unlucky. What happened to Dara? I haven't seen actually. What number was he?
8, some 861, something like that.
814 maybe?
Could be. I mean, I actually don't remember. It was like 800 for sure.
I've got the entry list. Yeah, 814. Ugh, no! Oh, that is so unlucky. He almost avoided all of it.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Oh.
whoa. Nah, I got big damage there.
Yeah. Oh, he was pretty much past the accident already.
If you went straight behind me, we would have both went through the grass and get through.
Which car was you?
Literally in front of him, the car that went through the grass.
Okay.
Like the car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ah. This, like, it's always like that with VCO. Oh, if only this, like, went a bit better.
It's because they have like very few people in race control.
Yeah, and lots of crashes.
Yeah. I mean, sprint races always bring
Yeah.
crashes.
I always end up being annoyed after these races.
Yeah. Tonight we had great pace. We would have been good in semi-finals, and maybe who knows for the final. But with a bit of luck, maybe we could have been in final.
You guys definitely had. I was struggling a bit, but you guys had the pace to at least make it into semis.
Yeah, I mean, you were struggling a bit. Like you were still P12 in quali, you know, something
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
it wasn't too bad.
It's annoying how, because I think. Well, I'm not sure what we got. Do you think we got 6 penalty points for my lap 1 crash? Or like for the other crash?
Yeah.
Because we got 9 in total, so
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't think I crashed. Like I didn't crash anyone.
yeah.
I
It's like it's
was-
annoying
I
how
did-
we never know if it's enough or not what we're doing. Like if I knew, then I wouldn't be pushing on the last lap. I would just take extra caution. But I was pushing super hard to get Malinowski, just in case.
What position were you? 10th, I guess.
P10 or P9?
Yeah, P9 at the line, but you overtook.
Yeah,
it,
so P10.
so
Yeah.
You're supposed to P10. I think with P10 we were 1 point, maybe one behind them.
Hmm.
Wait, let me check the results.
I don't mind him backing me up actually. Like, I probably would have done
Yeah,
the same. Like, it goes, why not? But like, what do you expect when you stop on the apex?
So it's 16. It's 5 points different. So even no, without the penalty, would have been 3 points less. It still wouldn't been enough. I don't know if you get 6 points only for that, but I don't think so.
Well, could Dara get a penalty for some?
Maybe he overtook someone on his way to the end and had some kind of.
That's a fight and a half.
I was always going a bit deep in this corner in the race for some reason.
In the
was
chicane or in the hairpin?
the chicane.
Hmm.
Hairpin was okay.
I actually started gaining on people there through the chicane because like I was in a position where I like didn't care too much about track limits. I was like, well, let's get 2 warnings. Doesn't matter anyway. I didn't get any actually.
I took 2 warnings the first 2 laps.
Oh yeah.
And then I was on no.
Oh well.
Last chicane is so satisfying when you get it right.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go.
Yeah, going to eat dinner.
Yep. See you next time.
Alright then.
You're doing no, we won't be racing again, right? Because you're only doing ACC and iRacing.
Yeah, I guess it's the fine. I think the
Final is
master
on iRacing now, yeah.
So I'll do that one. I think. Yeah, I think it's in my schedule. Let me check. And yes, it's in my schedule, so I'll do that one.
So, good luck there. Need to do RF2 first though.
Alright.
Yeah. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Kuba.
No dobra, czat, lecę. No widzicie, kurde. Polak Polakowi wilkiem normalnie, nie? Tak to jest. No ale co? Trudno. Za tydzień w... Co chód? A? No wiem, no i co? A, inputy, że... A, tak mogę. O. No to jak są inputy, to w sumie jeszcze sobie zobaczmy. Jak to wyglądało u naszego kolegi. Tu zaczyna hamować. Tu już bez gazu jedzie, nie? Jak tarka się zaczyna. Sobie już hamuje za chwilkę. Gaz. To jest chyba troszkę różnica. I na wierzchołku. Tu jak najeżdża na tarkę, to ma 90 na godzinę. Hm. 70. No, trudno. Zostawiam to wam. Czat do przemyślenia. Dobra, trzymajcie się. Do następnego. Za 1,5 tygodnia w sobotę Lamą Virtual. Na razie.